Hey guys, meteorologist Lindsey Slater here. So this is your space weather update. There is a couple of things going on right now. The sun's being very active, especially over on the western limb here that you can see on your screen. I'm on Swipsy's website, Coronal hole kind of in center disk right now. We have a bunch of prominences. I mean, really like almost equatorial prominences occurring around that coronal hole of the sun. You can see some of those flaring regions kind of coming around that west limb and coming back to Earth views, or east limb rather, and coming back to Earth views. This is previously the 4274 sunspot that we were watching that gave us all those auroras a couple of weeks ago. And you can actually see, looking at LASCO here, or actually this is GOES 19, you can see the big launch right there. Look at that, almost like a partial halo coming out of the sun. This happened early this morning. Looks like it was about midnight to 1 a.m. So if we look at Enlil, which is our solar wind model, you can see that launch right there, not Earth directed. So this is not causing an Earth directed issue. However, with that being said, I do think if we look at LASCO, I wonder if this did give us a radiation. We had some R3 radiation storms out of this, and I think you'll be able to see it on this one here. There's the full beautiful launch right there, and there's some particles kind of flying around here. So proton flux is a little bit up there, likely as a result of that. We did have an X flare reported the other day. So I believe that R3 right there was because of this particular flaring region that happened. So if we go to the helio viewer, you can see right here, these are the regions that have been causing these flares. You can see some beautiful arcades going on to the eastern limb here. We got to keep an eye on 4294, 4296, 4295. I would say definitely over here as well. And then there's also, again, we have a lot going on with 4291. This is another region. That's another region. So again, these sunspots are starting to get more equatorial ward, which is a very close, a good sign of a solar declining phase. So if I go to the 211, you'll see that coronal hole jump right out. So we definitely are seeing some fast solar wind right now. That is something that is Earth directed. So we probably are going to be seeing the potential of some auroras that could be happening. They'd be between G1 and G2 level. I do want to see the real-time solar wind environment during this time, and you can see right here, this is when the X flare launch. You can see right here, there's a little bit of an uptick there. Nothing too exciting in the BT, which would indicate storming. So I don't really see anything. We're just seeing an uptick here in that blue color, which honestly, I'm not really sure what that is. I tend to forget. It's been a while since I've looked at the blue, but I know we do have, if we look at the last, I would say 3 days, you'll be able to, oopsies, I don't want to do it that far. How about 1 day? Let's see, 2 hours. I think we can, that doesn't help me at all. We can probably look at the 1 day and kind of see that we do have a negative BZ going on. It's not that exciting. It's in like the -5 range. And I also want to pull up, I was looking at the latest right here. This is from the yeah, right there. This is the X flare that just launched earlier today. This was the 14th, but there was an X flare that happened early this morning. This is the one right here, a 1.9 X flare that occurred. So pretty cool to see that activity. But again, this is not Earth directed. It's nothing we have to worry about. We just have the R3 radio blackout. So I would say there is that potential. Again, if you are maybe like the DRAP regions might look a little bit icky as we take a look here at, where is my DRAP? There it is. The absorption regions, I would assume, yeah, there's a little bit of a bullseye there. Nothing too serious though, but again, the X-ray flux is something that from that event right there, you see that? That's probably where we had that flare that kind of allowed that to occur. So just a little bit of that storming going on, that flare that causing that the radio blackout regions here. And if we go through time, you can see it kind of peaked right over Africa. At the same time, we got the flaring. Because remember, flares cause the radio blackouts, and then you can get CMEs that are launched from active regions associated with flares that can cause solar energetic particle events. And you can also get CMEs that are Earth directed that can give you geomagnetic storming, which can give you aurora. You can also have aurora that comes from high speed stream and solar wind. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this right here because that coronal hole is directly Earth facing. So that's why I was looking at the solar wind, because I feel like the solar wind should show us that we have high speed streams. So the speed right now is honestly, it's dropping. I would expect that to go back up if we have a coronal hole looking at us. So I will keep a close eye on this for you guys. This is your space weather update for today. If I see anything else that's very interesting, I will keep you posted. But for now, we're just checking out again that beautiful X flare earlier this morning. We also do have rather a lot of active regions and the coronal hole that is center disk right now. So a lot of things going on with the sun. I'll keep you guys posted if I see anything pretty cool.